Hello and welcome to Council Action. I'm Russell Inman, and joining us tonight from Ward 1 is Councilman Tim Lee.
Good evening.
Good evening, Tim.
Long meeting tonight.
A longer meeting than
Normal,
kind of expected, yeah. But, you know, we got through it, and part of the length to this meeting was there's two kind of special announcements, if you will. The first one was a council being reset. We've got a new council president.
We do, and Jackie Pagano is our new council president, and we were happy to have her on board. And she thought we were doing a little hazing tonight, but we actually, somebody stopped at me after the meeting, a resident, and said it was good to see you guys up there laughing and kind of having a good time and enjoying yourself, and that's kind of what it's all about. But I can tell you, having done this before, your first couple meetings as council president, you're kind of nervous, and then you just get settled in, and then with Mr. Egan, we started historically. We've been doing 2 terms in a row, and by the end of that second year, you're ready to pass the torch to somebody else and pass it along. But yeah, we got Mrs. Pagano in there, and she was a little nervous tonight, but she got through it with the help of the city clerk and not too much ribbon from us. So. And
I think her new nickname is Queen Bee.
They're calling her the Queen. Yeah, they are doing that now. Mr. Jones is doing that. So
he even referenced he's going to create this little idol.
He's got a statue. He said he's going to bow to her every day. Yeah.
We'll see how that goes for the next 2 terms, right?
We will.
Then there was a proclamation. This was to recognize Gary Gatos, and he's had a significant involvement in the city of Florissant and the Fine Arts Department there with the theater. I mean, what a role he's played.
Yeah, I can't say enough about Gary. He's been here much longer than I, but he is just a nonstop worker for the theater, and for he brings in grants, and he's with Valley of the Flowers, with Fall Festival, with all the things that he's able to bring to our theater. We're really gonna miss Gary, and we wanted to do something just to thank him for his service to the city tonight, and it was nice. He brought his wife up, and he mentioned this when he started doing this. Most cities or even municipalities, they didn't have people that did this, and he's made a career of it, and we're really going to miss him. But he's been outstanding for us here.
Florissant's got some big shoes to fill.
We do
in replacing him.
We do, but he agreed. He's still helping out through Valley of the Flowers to get through everything, and I know he'll always be there if somebody his predecessor is going to have some questions, and he'll always be there as well. So.
There was an award, City of Florissant, from the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. That was a special presentation tonight.
It was a nice award, yeah.
And one thing, you know, we had this meeting now on Tuesday night, so we'll just take a moment to mention. Yeah. Yesterday, the City Council all participated in something that the police department, I believe, put together on the heroin abuse addiction, a problem that we're facing in America today.
Yeah, and it's something that we felt strongly enough about that we decided to postpone the meeting till tonight so we could be there. And it was a very, very prolific program and presentation. We heard from people who had the one lady whose son had died from a heroin overdose. We had a gentleman there that was a recovering addict, and he stood up and just made a great presentation about his life and how he got to where he was. 4.0 student, 4 years high school varsity soccer player, and how he fell to the despairs where he was, and how he's recovering now. But it was a good program. It's something that we don't like to talk about. It's something that just people think, oh, that's a terrible thing, but it's here. The gentleman that spoke from the DEA last night told us that last year there were 458 deaths due to heroin in our region, and that was staggering. It's an epidemic. It's a problem. And he also said that it's all over. He actually is detached to the DEA from St. Charles. He said it's in St. Charles, it's in South County, it's in West County. It's doctors and lawyers, and it's not your typical, you think of the down and out drug addict, but it was a very good presentation, and I was able to attend, and I think we all enjoyed it. So even though we competed with the Blues hockey game, but I got home in time to see the Blues win, so that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Well, so often, something like that with heroin, you don't think it's going to happen to you or your family or your kids. Mentioning the individual there as a straight A student, his parents didn't see that coming for him.
And the lady
but it does.
And the lady whose son, died, they didn't see it either. Yeah. But got to watch for it.
Well, let's get on to the public hearings tonight, Tim, if we shall. There is a request to rezone for Talk Properties LLC. This is a property at 1090 North Highway 67. It's moving from an R4 single-family district to a B5 plan district. This is the old Enterprise rental car building. They're looking at, I guess, completely redoing the spot, the way it's looking. The building's going to be on the same area, but it's going to be for a total access urgent care.
It is
kind of like an emergency room, but
better than emergency room.
But better because we're going to leave happier.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah,
he was a great advocate for his company tonight, and really mentioning how happy we were going to be. And if you're not happy, he's going to get rid of you.
That's what he said. How does he keep it? Yeah. This was a little complicated because our B5 ordinance, it has to be a certain size before it's considered B5, and this wasn't. It was slightly smaller. So we actually had to change the zoning that would allow this, because it's a little bit smaller footprint, to be a B5. And then there were they actually made 2 trips to planning and zoning, trying to make sure that, and you could hear tonight, they wanted to do everything they could do to make this a good facility. So their original footprint is similar to where that house is, but it's a 5,000 square foot facility. They actually moved it a little bit further off the road and made some other adjustments. But I think it's going to be a good addition and operates 7 to 7 urgent care. And he made the statement that as an ER doctor, he said, we're 1/8 the cost of going to an emergency room, and we have you out of there in an hour or less. So.
They also mentioned the way that they run their facilities and what they have as a capacity or capability there is they can serve about 98% of the clients. And some of the other urgent cares can serve maybe closer to 60%. And I've been in that situation where I've had to take one of my daughters to an urgent care, and they did have to refer us to the emergency room. And by the time I paid those bills, I can imagine that urgent care would have been 1/8 of the cost. So it looks like another good, viable business coming to the city.
We're hoping.
We had a request to rezone for Auto Properties LLC, property located at 1350 North Highway 67 from a B3 extensive commercial district. What we're looking at here is a self-storage. We've got a U-Haul self-storage facility that wants to be built, and what is always referred to as the green building.
The ugly green building.
I didn't want to say the ugly word.
Green, red, and white. It got painted, and we actually went after the owners when they did it, and then they walked away. So, the U-Haul that's on the corner of Florissant Road and Highway 67, they're going to remain. That's where you're going to do your truck rental and all that stuff, but they're going to put in a 3-story self-storage facility, and it's going to be a pretty high-end facility. Very impressed by their plan because of the amount of green space. It's a lot of green space around there. And the things they're going to do are going to be very, very friendly as far as the neighbors are concerned. There's already some berms and some 30-year-old trees that are there that are all going to remain. And I think this will be a good thing for the neighborhood. We've looked at that empty for so many years. And it's good to have something going in there. Mr. Egan even commented, do you have any interest in the other vacant one that's next door? Because we're anxious to get them in there. But it sounds like it'll be a good facility. So
questions that came up tonight, standard hours will be 7 to 7. They may have some visitors that come later. Right. Masonry questions, those always come up with construction and new buildings to make sure it fits the codes set forth by Florissant, just to keep the city working as it should.
And we did. We postponed, continued this till the next meeting because there were some questions about the type of material they were going to use. And tilt up is something that we've been approving lately. It's a newer thing. We used to require 100% clay-fired brick only, and on a B5 we have the options to look at some other things. And I think it's going to be a very attractive building. Mr. Schmidt had some questions about the material Mr. Jones would like to see, so we asked them to bring us some samples so we can
Good.
look and see exactly what we're gonna get. But it'll be a very attractive building. They made sure that the frontage on Highway 67 is going to be 100% in compliance, and then on the sides and the other areas, they're gonna come up 3 foot with what appears to be a very attractive stone.
Okay.
And then the tilt up above it. So I think it'll be a good facility. But we did continue that because we're gonna wanna see some samples. Right,
Okay.
wanna see what we're looking at.
And the last public hearing, was a request to authorize a special use permit to Metropolitan Events LLC. This is for an event banquet center at the property located at 11 Patterson Shopping Center.
It was interesting. The lady told the story about looking for an event to have her daughter's birthday party and not able to find it. And so she's gonna make a good investment there in that shopping center and put in, there'll actually be 3 areas that'll be there, and it'll be able to, there'll be no cooking on site. It'll be
Right.
catered in, and it'll be for anything from parties to showers to things like this. And it's kind of a unique concept. I kind of like the idea of having it. It's going to be something that hopefully will be very successful to them.
A room that they can change the dimensions of size.
Correct.
They can change the
Yeah,
kind
you
of the
wanna
landscape
you wanna
layout
use-
and do different
You want to
themed
use 2 of them?
parties.
Yeah, you want to combine them? Yeah, it'll be good. So I wish her the best of luck.
Good for her. Then we went on to second readings tonight. Ordinance authorizing an amendment to the B5 Ordinance 8080. This is Mission Hills Development,
Right.
doing business as G&T Auto Sales. The addition onto the
Right.
existing building located at
They've
620.
taken
That's
over
the
that-
old
yep.
80s, expanding it out.
They're making it a little bigger again.
Bigger
So
again.
yep.
So that is one business in Florissant that it really has just, we've seen continued growth in it over the last 7 years.
And he's Glenn Travers, I might say, is a very good partner for the city. They try to run a really high class operation and be cooperative with the city, and it's very attractive. And if there is a problem, you can call him and he'll work with you to get it taken care of. So
There was an ordinance authorizing the amendment to special use permit 8063. This is Total Tan Inc. They do business, as we most commonly know it as Club Fitness, and they're expanding, so another growth opportunity for an existing
Well,
business in Florissant.
for those that know, Club Fitness has been open for a while now, and the old portion that was next to them is vacant, and they're basically going to take over that whole section of that mall now, and it can kind of spread out a little bit. They don't anticipate that it's going to increase their clientele, but it's going to give them a little more room, and they've added some parking in the back, because when they first opened, that place was just packed all the
Yeah.
time. And it amazes me, I guess, I should do it more often, but you go by there at 6 o'clock in the morning and the parking lot's
Oh, yeah.
packed. I mean, people are just, there's a demand for that stuff.
Well, I think
so.
we were all secretly hoping they were going to take over that whole redevelopment piece of that building anyways, weren't we?
We were. And I'm glad that
It's a good business to be there.
they're successful enough that
Absolutely.
they can do that, so.
Yeah. Second readings tonight. What else did we have? We got the Club Fitness. Oh, the Brew Pub. We can't forget about that. We've got a zoning code definition change
Right.
for B1s, B2s, B3s, B4s, M1s, M2s, M3s, and HBs to add brew pubs as a special
Yeah,
use. A neat
yeah.
opportunity here.
And the next two were basically related. We had to change our zoning ordinance, because when the zoning codes were written, we didn't know what a brew pub or a
Sure.
microbrewery were, and we did not have something in our codes that would match that. So we now have added we called it a brew pub, which is going to include like microbrewery. It's a broader definition so that we can expand. So we did that, and then we actually approved the first one that'll be going in Florissant, which will be at Cugino's. And they're ready to go. They're biting at the bit. They could be brewing by the end of the week, I think.
Well,
so.
it's a perfect first edition for the Brew Pub. I mean, they're already known in the city of Florissant as having the best, selection of beers on tap. So why not be able to offer
And now they're
their
going to
own
be offering
selections?
some of their own. So.
And their facility and the establishment, they're able to do this in the basement of their facility.
Right.
No public interaction, just their brewmeister.
Yeah, we actually in this location it wouldn't work, but it would be neat to go down. I'd like to go down and look and see how it. I mean, some of the other ones in other areas you can actually look at the facility and watch the beer being brewed and things. But yeah, I wish them well, and I'm anxious to go try it out as soon as they
See
get
how
ready
they
to
do.
go. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Request tonight. Well, this is where
This
Jackie
is where-
Pagano got a little happy. She started laughing tonight. It was good. She thought, we were trying to take advantage of her a little bit with a couple chicken requests on Charbonnier, and then 2 ducks on Swan Drive, and then 2 chickens.
2 ducks on Swan and 2 chickens on Swan. And she said
But
she
no
thought
swans.
she thought we were hazing her when
Oh,
she
yeah.
started. When she read the first one, we don't get a lot of requests. I mean, we get some requests for chickens, but 3 in one night, and then 2 of them were in my ward, and it was ducks on Swan and then chickens on Swan. And she got pretty tickled by the whole thing, and so we kind of had some fun with it. But
for Florissant, it's that time of year. Spring's here. People are ready to start doing a little bit more outside. The chickens have been a fad that have really taken off. To have
people
fresh,
are just
fresh eggs.
people are into that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think my wife would want me keeping chickens, but
No chickens for you yet?
No, I just go to Schnucks and buy my dozen eggs, I guess. But we're seeing more and more of them, and it got a little fun, and
Yeah.
it was fun because she could lighten up a little bit and have a good time. Yeah.
That was good.
Right.
And again, everybody in the audience was able to see that, the council, they can laugh together.
We do. We do.
First readings, there was an ordinance for the Talk Properties planned commercial district for the urgent care. That was what we discussed at the public hearing, as well as the Metropolitan Events LLC, the Banquet Center.
That's it.
That's it.
And
That's
now
what we
I'm
have for the meeting.
Now I'm ready for my shameless plugs that we put in at the end of
Shameless
this.
plugs, but don't forget to mention the Valley of Flowers.
Well, and actually that's why we're sitting
biggest
right here
shameless
tonight.
plug for the city of Florissant right now.
We're sitting here because in 2 weeks, the Valley of the Flowers will be in full operation. Friday the 6th, Saturday the 7th, and Sunday the 8th. And we've got a full complement of thing. The circus is coming back to the Egan Center.
Zope.
And for those that aren't aware, the Egan Center is our family-friendly area. We have the Kids World there all day Saturday, the Kids Food Court. We got puppeteers and magicians and stuff. So Saturday is family stuff at the Egan Center. That's what it's all about. The Gypsy Rose Lee pirate ship is back again this year, which was a big hit last year. And then the fairgrounds is where the traditional Knights of Columbus fairgrounds, they'll have their things that are going to go on all during their weekend as well. We're going to have, there's going to be a high school baseball tournament that's going to take place. That's going to start Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're going to have a pitch, hit, and run competition on Thursday. It's going to be a kind of a really great thing. And the car show, Old Town Partners will have I think it's their 10th annual car show on Saturday on the street. And then it's all culminated with the parade on Sunday, the big Valley of the Flowers parade, and then the crowning of the queen in her court after the parade on Sunday. So Valley of Flowers is a great thing, and it's one of the 2 big ones that we do. We're very, for a community to have 2 big events. We have the Fall Festival and we have the Valley of the Flowers both, and this is the passage of spring coming in, and it's just it's something I remember since I was a kid, when they were growing up here, and we're kind of happy about it. So Valley of Flowers is coming up this weekend, and next weekend. And urge everybody to come out.
Yeah, it's one of those festivals, like you said, even if you have moved on, if you don't live in the city of Florissant, we have so many people that continue to come back and support that event because it's such a big deal.
We do.
But there was also mentioned tonight, golf tournaments going on at the city golf course. We got to remind folks to get out there and use the course. It's being run by the city, probably better than ever right now.
Well, and I'll do the other shameless plug on the golf course. We've made a lot of changes to the golf course, and I encourage everybody. I'm saying it, try it again for the first time. Yeah. We've got a staff up there that's just doing an outstanding job. They're doing lots of things to make it a pleasurable experience. Chamber of Commerce, I'm on their committee. We're having a golf tournament there in June.
Good.
Joe Egan's having a tournament there for the Maryland Heights Police Department. But I'm going to tell everybody to get on our website, go to the golf course, and there's a new feature there, which is our loyalty club. You can register, and then we'll be sending out emails with specials. We're going to start doing a whole lot of different things. The one big thing that I'm probably not supposed to say yet, but it's going to happen is loyalty club. We're going to give you a card and play 5 rounds of golf, and you get your 6th round for free. That's going to be the first thing. So we're doing lots of specials right now. We're doing a lot of Seniors play for $27.
I saw that billboard just today.
You saw the billboard. There you go. Well, we have a billboard up on Highway 370. I haven't
qualify
seen it
yet.
No. Well, but you kind of do, because there's a coupon that's come out as well. We're doing the coupon, the Shopper's Edge coupon comes out. A senior can play and bring a junior for free. And then I can't remember how we worded it, but if you or I play, we can. Well, actually, I qualify to be a senior. I shouldn't say that. we can bring a senior for free. And these are the coupons, and we're going to be running these coupons for the next for 8 months in the Shopper's Edge. So we're trying to do things to promote golf and get people out there to try it. The golfers that hated the tall grass, I can tell you that a lot of that tall grass is gone now. We listened. And we're making it a very friendly, we're trying to make it a user-friendly golf course, and the staff up there is just doing a great job. So we're anxious to get the golf course moving. So lots going on in Florissant.
Lots going on, as always.
Pools will be opening come June.
It's going to be a good summer.
It'll be a good summer.
We're not going to have all the rain. We're going to keep the pools closed for the first month,
I hope not.
All right, I'm going to hold you to it.
All right.
Tim, thanks for your time tonight.
Quite
Thanks for
welcome.
going through the meeting and letting our residents know what they have in store here in the city of Florissant.
All right.
Thanks for watching. I'm Russell Inman. This has been Council Action. We'll see you next time.